Can you just play for us maybe, I don't know, I think people are probably watching this that want to come to the concert. So what's a nice passage from the concerto that they're going to hear?
Well, one thing that's interesting is you can see what Mozart often does with the orchestra versus the piano is he sets up something more objective, a little bit more sort of rhythmic for the main theme in the orchestra. And then it comes loud. But then when the piano comes in, the piano is sort of a more poetic instrument. So often in Mozart concertos, and this is no exception, comes in with something quieter, a little more rhapsodic. So what he's doing is setting up the opposition between an orchestra, which is more objective, more rhythmic, and the piano, which is more
emotional,
more freedom, emotional, and freedom. And then later on, there's like passage work where the piano gets to show off those fingers, things like that. So a lot of different things happen, and the orchestra and piano kind of get each other's themes and imitate each other too later on.
Great. And what about the slow movement? What's that like? I don't remember.
The slow movement is like what you might call a romance. It's got a beautiful melody. It goes like this. Orchestra will play the same thing, only a bit louder. And then there's a middle section in which the winds get to play quite a bit, bassoons and flutes and things. Kind of back to the C minor tragic thing, and then the piano gets to play it too. Again, a more freer version of the same thing. Then the last movement's interesting for Mozart because the last movement is a set of variations, and it starts with the orchestra playing this theme. And then there's lots of different variations. There's a chromatic variation on the piano, and then lots of passage work, and there's a dramatic variation on the piano. And then one of the interesting things, remember you were noticing the other day this place where he was inspired by Bach, and he writes a contrapuntal, so it sounds like it could come right out of a Baroque composer. A very chromatic little, almost a few canonic thing that's going on there, and
nice.
It's just one of the variations, but it sounds just like it comes right out of an earlier time.
So right now you're using the music. Is that what you're going to do when you play it for the audience?
Well, you just never know, but I'm planning on probably playing from memory just because it's a little easier not to have to turn pages, but I have a couple of weeks to learn it to make sure that I know it. Otherwise, maybe I could also use my iPad if I get nervous.
Great. Okay. Looking forward.
Me too.